Question, why are you watching this specific video? I need context. Of course I can give you context, my friend. I've watched at least like, what, 4 FNAF challenge videos at this point. I'm kind of addicted to them. It's like a type of video that I really enjoy because I'm personally someone that loves setting arbitrary challenges for myself when I play games. Like even when I just pick up any game, like let's say I'm playing Resident Evil, I'm setting that shit to the hardest difficulty on my first playthrough. Same with like The Last of Us, okay? Those are some examples. So seeing videos like this on Five Nights at Freddy's, it's just really engaging to me because this is like a franchise that I'm really in love with right now and I'm playing a lot of the games. So it just all kind of comes perfectly together. Now this specific video as well is the hardest fan game ever, and that shit just really tickles my fancy because it's something that I would never personally engage with. Like I wouldn't go seeking out a fan game for FNAF. So the fact that this guy did the research, found the hardest mod or fan game, whatever you want to call it, for FNAF, like, dude, I want to know. I want to see it, and I want to see just how hard it is. Because I have no idea what it's going to be like. Like, what is a fan game even like? I've never seen one in my life. So without further ado, let's give it a watch.
Welcome to the first day of your exciting new career. Whether you were approached at a job fair, read our ad in screws, bolts, and hairpins, or if this is the result of a dare, we welcome you.
Oh, okay, that's for advertising his own channel. Got it. Dude, I'm actually super interested in that, though. I just finished Sister Locations, so I'll probably watch that video very soon, too. Also, thank you for the follow, Darkers ends a whiff.
Alright, so a few months ago, I played through one of the hardest Five Nights at Freddy's fan games, Mechanism. The game was pretty difficult. It had 8 different endings, and 2 of those—
Dude, what? This game looks insane. Is this what, like, FNAF World looks like a little bit? I haven't played that one yet, but I do want to. Kind of reminds me of, like, Undertale a little bit, though, especially with that, like, spider. Dude, I want to play Undertale, dude. I've already played all of Undertale, but, like, I want to play Undertale. I guess I could play the newest Deltarune chapters. I still haven't done that.
endings were just completely unfair. But looking through the comment section of that video, you all made it very clear that there could be a fan game that is even harder, and it goes by the name of Post Shift 2. This game is commonly referred to as the hardest fan game. It was
this
actually
looks so good.
difficult, it got removed from
Wait, what the hell? This looks so good.
Game Jolt only 5 hours after it was posted.
It got removed within 5 hours specifically because of the difficulty?
So in this video, I'm going to be putting that to the test and beating the hardest version of this game, the pre-patched version 1.0.0.
Oh, that is so cool. Oh, that is so cool.
Bro, to see if it is truly more challenging than Mechanism and is the hardest Five Nights at Freddy's fan game. So the rules for this challenge are extremely simple. We need to beat the entirety of this game while completing every single bonus objective. And in order to make this challenge as hard as humanly possible, I am not allowed to watch any guides or tutorials that are not included in the game. Meaning, if I get stuck on a night and can't beat it, I'm not allowed to search up any guides to help me beat that night. The only thing I can use is the small bit of information that gets given to me at the beginning of every single night. So, without further ado, let's see if Post Shift 2 is truly worthy of being known as the hardest Five Nights at Freddy's fan game.
Okay. All right, we have Reverend Freddy, Minotaur Foxy, and Minotaur Freddy. Interesting. And I guess, yeah, because we don't really know much information on the games, like we don't know what their AI level is or anything like that, this is going to be like a learning process. Like this is interesting. This is interesting. It's not normally how these videos go because we have such a like in-depth knowledge of how everything works. This is super blind.
Before we actually start this night, I just need to clear up one thing. As you probably saw in the intro, this game is split up into 2 parts, Part A and Part B. This was just because the developer couldn't export the entire game as one file, so they split it up into 2. So nights 1, 2, and 3 are Part A, and nights 4, 5, and 6 are Part B, and for both parts, I obviously went for the pre-patched version 1.0.0. Alright, now with that said, we can finally move into night 1. So for night 1 and every other night in this game, I'm going to be splitting the night up into 3 segments. The first segment being what we need to do to complete the night, the second segment being all the animatronics present and how to deal with them, and the third segment being all the bonus objectives we have to complete throughout the entire night. But before I explain any of that, I first want to talk about the map in this night, because yes, there's an entire map for this night that we have to walk around. Apparently, sitting paralyzed in an office isn't cool enough for this game. Great. On screen right
Oh my god, this is the entire map layout for even just the first night? That's crazy. That's so interesting. Is this mostly based off of like a FNAF game and like assets from other ones? Because like this just looks so uniquely custom. It's kind of blowing my mind.
now is the entire map for Night 1. This area is also known as Aisle 1, and it is absolutely massive. It's really hard to fit the entire map on one screen, but luckily I'll be talking about every single room individually, starting with this upper room that's known as the souvenir area. The souvenir area is where we spawn, and other than that, it is basically completely useless. In later nights, an animatronic spawns in here, but that's in later nights, so we don't have to worry about that.
Okay, thank you for spoilers,
other than just being
brother.
spawned here, the information given in this little text bubble during the tutorial of this room is very important, and you'll find out why later. But yeah, this room is useless. Just get rid of it. I literally never re-enter this room, so to exit this room, we press S, and we are now in the aisle end. The aisle end is located right here on the map, and it is literally the most important room for the entirety of this night. This is because not only is it connected to the souvenir area, but it also connects to the sanitation and cleaning area, as well as the construction area. To get to the cleaning and sanitation area, we can take a left from the aisle end and do a really long walking animation to this part, which pretty much nothing happens here, so we have to take another extremely long walking animation just to make it into the cleaning and sanitary room. This room is pretty important for this night because one of the only animatronics that spawns shows up in this room. To make it to the construction area, all we have to do is take a right from the aisle end and do another extremely long walking animation.
This shit seems so chill though, like actually. Like so far it's like, why is this hard? It seems like a walking simulator.
I'm sensing a theme. But once we make it there, this is the only area that matters. We can continue into a back room of the construction area, but that place is useless. It literally does nothing. The game even tells us to not go there because there's nothing there. Somehow, that's not even all of this map. If we return back to the aisle end, we can actually turn around into the temporary aisle. From here, we can move forward into this section of the aisle where we can look to the right through a gap in the shelves for any animatronics that are trying to eat me. And this place is very important, and it would really suck if I had no idea this existed for half the time I was playing.
Bruh.
But right now, that's not
again, that's what happens. You don't look up anything. That's nuts.
important because other than looking to the right, we can also move forward into the promotional area. Once we've made it to the promotional area, we can steal some stuff because they're not paying me enough. And we could also look to the left to get a secret view to see if there's any animatronics trying to kill me. But finally, that is the entirety of this map. If that was very confusing, I'm not sorry. Welcome to Post Shift 2. The game's confusing, I tried.
Honestly, it didn't seem that confusing. To me, I'm like, dude, there's like... I feel like you barely do anything. There's like 5 rooms that you go to, and you click like one button to like crouch and look down to see if there's an animatronic. Like, what is... When does it get hard? When does it get hard, man? Like, I'm not seeing it. It's night 1. I know, but like, it just seems like there's not even like counterplay. It's like, it looks like you're just hanging out. It looks like you're just like taking a stroll down memory lane. You're just like, oh shit, there's Freddy. I love that guy. Oh, there's Foxy, my favorite femboy. How's the programmer socks? I saw you got a new pair.
So with all that said, we can move into the first segment of Night 1, which is, how do we win? For Night 1, there's actually 2 different things we have to do to complete this night, and one of them is extremely obvious. It's present in literally every single Five Nights at Freddy's fan game ever made. That's right, we have to survive from 12 a.m. to 6 a.m. Night 1 lasts for 6 minutes and 30 seconds, so obviously to complete this...
Also, chat, don't spoil me. Dude, when I was watching like the Minecraft civilization thing, and also like what was the one where it was like the guy where it's like a second world and like the Yellow King or whatever. Dude, all the comments, everyone's like, your chat fucking sucks. They should all jump off a bridge in Minecraft, no water at the bottom. And I'm like, I don't know, I thought my chat was pretty chill, honestly. Like, they said, like, 2 things that spoiled me in, like, a 1-hour video. What do you want? People are like, oh my god, this guy's my favorite character in the Civilization video. And people are like, fucking spoilers. Now she knows he's an important character. It's like, who cares?
night, we need to survive for that long. But that's not the only thing we have to do. If we make it to 6 a.m., the night doesn't end. We have to do another thing. The second thing we have to do is complete 3 tasks with our half-less repair drone using our employee maintenance monitor, or EMM. This requirement really shows the main problem with this game. The developer doesn't tell you anything. First off, to even open the monitor in the first place, we're only told how to do so in this sentence in this little info card that only appears in the tutorial for this room. So if you just happen
Well, bro, read your shit. Like, I don't know what to say. You're not looking at resources, so that is like gold, dude.
skip this sentence, you're gonna miss out on all this that shows up in the...
There's a lot of info dumping, I will say, though. Like, holy moly. You go to, like, each zone, and there's paragraphs. And that never pops up again? That's kind of evil, I'm not gonna lie.
EMM. And that's not even the worst part. When you open up the actual EMM, you are barely even told that you need to use the repair drone. The only time the game mentions this super vital piece of information is when you open up the EMM and click on the tab for the half-less repair drone. And once you are there, there is a small little info box in the corner that tells you that you need to do this to complete the night. As I mentioned, we need to use this drone to
By looking at the average age demographic for this game, it is actually a 12-year-old child. The reading comprehension, on average, is for 15-year-old children, so pretty much there's an 80% chance you're gonna get soft-locked on night 2, because you're not gonna understand 5 of the words in the tutorial.
complete 3 different tasks, but luckily, these tasks are really, really easy. All we have to do is click on the drone.
I actually told my parents about Five Nights at Freddy's at dinner tonight. We were talking about Chuck E. Cheese, and I was like, oh my god, Mom, Dad, have you ever heard of Five Nights at Freddy's? And they're like, no. And I'm like, oh, well, it's like the most well-known, like, horror video game. Like, 5-year-olds play it, and also 40-year-olds play it. It's kind of nutso.
Tab, press view, and then click another button, and the drone will automatically start repairing. And the drone just does this in the background while we're playing, so after about 1 minute and 15 seconds, the drone finishes the task and we can just tell it to do the next one. So to successfully complete night 1, we need to survive for 6 minutes and 30 seconds to make it to 6 a.m., as well as complete the 3 required tasks using our half-less repair drone. There we go. It's as simple as that.
Simple.
No, it's not. Not at all, because a Five Nights at Freddy's fan game is not a Five Nights at Freddy's fan game without some funny, quirky animatronics. In this night, there's only 3 animatronics. Revenant Freddy, Minotaur, Minator, whatever. It's Foxy.
Okay, thank God, dude. When I read that, I was like, I've never seen that word in my entire life. And then someone in my chat said the word, and I was like, I thought I was getting bullied. They're like, this bitch don't know what the hell this word is. I don't know what the hell that word is, man. I thought it was Minotaur, and it's like, oh, it's not. I don't know.
And the final one is, I'm gonna say Minotaur for the rest of the video. So, Minotaur Freddy. The easiest of these 3 to deal with is Revenant Freddy. He'll first appear sitting against some shelves in the promotional area, but this doesn't really mean anything. The game's just letting us know that he is there and can kill us.
Dude, when I was younger, I was like so self-conscious about that. I'm not even gonna lie. Like when there would be like a word I didn't know and I had to say it out loud, I felt so dumb for not knowing it. Now you kind of have to accept it, man. You just kind of have to accept that you're an idiot sometimes. That's just life.
When he spawns against this wall, we're actually given a sound cue to know that he's there, and it sounds like this.
Ooh, I like that. I think because the thing is that, like, I've always kind of valued, like, intellect and stuff like that, so... I don't know. It was embarrassing because, like, I wanted to... It's not like I was ever, like, a, actually kind of person, but, like... I don't know. I always wanted to view myself as, like, oh, I'm smart. But now I'm not like that anymore. I'm like, dude, if everyone thinks I'm an idiot, I don't care. Like, because I know I have, like, qualities and traits that I'm good at, you know what I mean? I think before, I wanted it to be, like, funny and smart. Now it's like, I'll just be funny. Whatever. I don't care. I know who I am, okay? I guess that's what I'm saying. I think I'm a little smart. I'm definitely not dumb, but I was in the pursuit to be like, I have 150 IQ. for a while. I definitely felt that way. Dude, I used to watch anime because I thought it like made me smarter. I was like trying to analyze anime. I took like notes and shit. I was taking like notes and shit. Dude, when I now again, I did enjoy doing this because it was my favorite visual novel ever and I think it deserved it. But dude, I was playing Umineko, the visual novel. Every 10 minutes, I would pause and write notes for like 25 minutes. Like noting down everything that happened and what it meant and the impacts of like the world and the characters and the relationship dynamics. It's like, dude, I was fucking crazy, dude. Now I'm just like, dude, I don't know. I don't gotta try so hard anymore.
Or he can make another noise which sounds like this. Either way, both of these sounds just mean that he has now spawned sitting against the promotional area shelf.
Thank you for the follow, LK
Once he
and
decides
Emperor.
that now is probably a good time to kill us, he moves over to the left side of the promotional area. You know the
Oh my
secret spot
God.
that I was talking about where we can see if animatronics are gonna kill us? Yeah, that one. Once he's moved to the left side, you can see him creeping in a corner like a weirdo, and this now means he's in his attack phase and can basically kill us whenever he wants. The one weird thing about this is he doesn't make a sound for when he moves to this position, he just does. Another thing I noticed that is kind of important is throughout this entire night, he mostly will attack only 2 times. The first of these attacks is around 2 a.m. and the second attack is around 4 a.m. But
Alright, I will say the fact that we are still spending this much time on night 1 is kind of scary for what's to come. Like, we're making a breakdown, like, normally for... This feels like a night 4 or 5 video at the moment.
obviously this can change depending on how aggressive he wants to be. So we know where and when he spawns, but the real question is, how do we get rid of him? To get rid of Revenant Freddy, we first need to go to the aisle end.
I have not,
And once
Emperor.
we're there, we need to open up our maintenance panel and deploy a drone that targets Revenant Freddy. This
What?
drone basically acts as a decoy and will lure any animatronics that are trying to
that's
attack
cool,
us
though. I
away
like
from
that.
us. But much like every other thing in this game, we are barely even told how to do this. In the info card for the promotional area, we are told that if Revenant Freddy appears to the left, he is going to...
One thing that I love is, like, things that help me, like friends. I love having friends in games. I've yapped about this before, but you guys know, like, tower defense games back in the day, how they were really popular. The only ones I liked were ones where you could, like, buy gunners to help you or, like, archers to help you. And it's also why I really liked, like, Age of War, because, like, summoning your troops to go, like, help you. Like, I don't know. That's the stuff I always loved. Because, like, you'd play them and you could, like, buy, a support guy, or you could, like, upgrade your gun. I would 100% of the time buy the support guy and not upgrade my gun.
to attack us. But the only time we are told when and where we should use the mobile drone is when we open up the maintenance panel and click on the drone itself. And even when we do, the information on where and who we use it on is like 1 sentence long. So needless to say, this took a really long time to figure out, and the best thing about all of this is, he's the easiest animatronic to deal with in this night.
Well, yeah, just
The
throw
next,
a drone.
I guess, easiest animatronic is Miniature Freddy. The interesting thing about Miniature Freddy is he can actually appear in 2 different places, both the cleaning and sanitary area as well as the construction area. The easiest of these 2 to deal with is when he spawns in the construction area, specifically this room of the construction area. Much like Revenant Freddy, we know he's made it to the construction area based on a sound effect that plays, which sounds like this. Once we hear that sound effect, we want to immediately move over to the construction area so we can watch Miniature Freddy crawl out of a hole. And once we see that,
Okay.
a 15-second timer appears in the top left of our screen telling us to go to the promotional area.
Oh, that's
So
nice.
to survive this attack, we need to first listen out for the sound effect, then move to the construction area to start the timer, and once we do that, we'll have 15 seconds to move down the aisle to the promotional area, and if we do that in under 15 seconds, we survive.
Cool.
The second appearance Miniature Freddy has is, of course, in the cleaning and sanitation room.
Of course.
And much like the construction area, he also has a sound effect that lets us know when he's there, and it sounds like this. This obviously means that we're gonna have to move to the cleaning and sanitation area, and if we don't, we're gonna die. Once we make it to the room, we can click on this vent to open it up, and assuming we made the right call with the sound effect, Miniature Freddy will pop out of the vent.
What is interesting though is it feels like this game is much more about like how do you word this? It's like it's not about like luck or like different like it's like a puzzle game, right? More than anything else. It's like you just have to figure out what things to execute when. At least that's how it feels right now. Thank you for the follow, Voix. I appreciate it.
Depending on how fast we got to the vent and opened it up, Miniature Freddy will appear in 3 different forms. The first form is when we get there the fastest, and it's just where he looks completely normal. And if we wait a little bit longer,
super normal. I'd say it looks pretty normal.
bit longer, he'll appear in his second form where he has a rabbit ear but still looks like.
Oh, yeah, I mean that's not normal, duh. I mean that compared to that, I mean, normal, not normal. Normal, not normal. Normal, not normal.
Miniature Freddy. And if we wait a really long time, like to the point where we're almost gonna die, he'll appear.
Oh no, that shit ain't normal. Okay, that shit ain't fucking normal, man. That is fucking absolutely not normal.
In his third stage, where he looks like Revenant Bonnie. Depending on which stage we found him in, we need to answer 4 questions in the Report Miniature Conversion tab of the EMM. The 4 questions we have to answer are, does your miniature have a rabbit ear yet? Does it reside within the cleaning area currently?
I'm fucking taking like a multiple choice test as I'm trying not to die.
Does it almost look like a completely different character? And finally, would you like us to revert the miniature's form?
Yes.
So if he's in stage 1, we want to answer no, yes, no, yes. If he's in stage 2, we want to answer yes, yes, no, yes. And if he's in stage 3, we want to answer all 4 yes. If we answer these 4 questions properly, Miniature Freddy will then disappear and will be congratulated with this sound effect, letting us know that we are not dead.
Like, I feel like I'm playing like the impossible game almost. Does that make sense? I know someone said that all of them are puzzle games. They are, but like and it's different between like it's like, oh, like when the animatronic is like near your door, flash the light. But like that's like, yeah, that's like it's different from like literally hit yes on here and you're good. I don't know. It's like different.
So that's how you deal with Miniature Freddy. He's a little bit harder than Revenant Freddy to deal with, but that's just because he appears in 2 different spots. And also, the sound effects that play are somewhat similar, and we're not told the difference between them, and we can only find that out by dying. Finally, there's only one more animatronic that appears in this night for us to talk about, and that's Miniature Foxy.
Oh,
Miniature
shit,
Foxy
dude.
will really only appear once throughout night 1,
He's
and
just
it's commonly
chilling,
around
though.
4 a.m.
Wait, he's chill with
Much
it,
like
though.
every other animatronic we've talked about, he also has a sound effect that lets us know he's gonna attack, and it sounds like this. Once we hear that sound, we need to move around and check 2 locations that he could appear in, either against the shelves in the promotional area, or through that gap I talked about to the right of the temporary aisle. Regardless of which place he spawns, we need to do the same thing to get rid of him, and that's use the voice constructor in our maintenance panel. To do this, it's actually pretty simple. We select the voice constructor, then we're given a sentence that we need to recreate using the words on these 12 buttons. So for example,
So
on
simple.
screen right now, the sentence we have to recreate is 2 will be shocked with immediate effect if no return. So we need to press these 5 buttons in the correct order, then play the voice to lure Miniature Foxy away from us. This doesn't seem very difficult, but it's actually pretty hard because we have to press these buttons as fast as possible. And also, for example, the word 2, T-W-O, appears on the buttons as the number 2 instead of the word, so that can also be confusing. Also, I didn't know you could look to the right in the temporary aisle, so this caused a lot of confusion, but that's because, again, the game just doesn't tell you. It only tells you Miniature Foxy can appear there in 1 sentence in this entire tutorial. So now we know how to deal with every single animatronic in this night, and now all we have
Gosh, I really hope not more animatronics appear later. I mean, they definitely wouldn't, right? It's probably just those 3 for the whole nights, like, right?
to do is talk about the bonus objectives. 2 of these bonus objectives are really easy to do. Escape Miniature Freddy twice and lure Miniature Foxy away using the sentence constructor. Miniature Freddy appears throughout the night at least twice, and Miniature Foxy appears once, so as long as we don't die to either of these animatronics and complete the night, we already complete both of these bonus objectives. The only other bonus objectives we have to do are complete night 1 at the optimal efficiency level, and also complete night 1 at 6 a.m. with an access time of less than 10 seconds. The funny thing about these two are, they can also be completed by doing the exact same thing. To get optimal efficiency levels, we just need to complete our drone tasks as fast as possible. And to complete the night at 6 a.m. without any excess time, we just need to complete our tasks before 6 a.m. So as long as we finish all three
Dude, you
drone
jump into the
tasks
Matrix when you
before
win.
6 a.m., we have optimal efficiency level, and we will also complete the night right when it hits 6 a.m. So that's it. All the bonus objectives can literally just be beaten by not being Oh, at any time to view. What the f am I looking at?
Oh, I like that.
Party time! Get the f out of here! You're too far away from miniature.
I want to see what a jump scare looks
the
like.
fuck? He's in my ass, bro. What are you talking about? He's right
Bro, he's in my ass milking me right now, bro.
there, bro. See you later, man. Oh, fuck. Wait, no, the fuck pizza dude. No, fuck, I fucked it up.
Who's the pizza dude?
I'm gonna die.
Oh,
That ain't piano.
wow.
That ain't piano. That ain't piano. Bro, get the fuck in there. Get in there. Revenant Foxy.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no.
Bro, it's so stupid. It's because my guy does a fuck 360, and then instead of turning the same... What the fuck is this? What the fuck did I do? I didn't fucking do anything. Bro! This says Remnant Freddy. This is for you. This is for...
This
I
for
don't know.
you? That's for me? Shit, dude, he was just laying
yourself.
down.
What am I supposed to...
This is all night 1?
I want to die! Please. Return. Oh!
Oh my god.
I'm dumb! I'm stupid! What? I can't do anything. That's the dumbest part about it. I can't do anything.
Dude, bro has said that's the easiest part. He's died to it like 5 times.
I went to play. I went to play it. I played it. It's gonna be crazy. Yes. Fuck this. Night 1. I hate this. How do I pick
Whoa, what is this?
up the kids? Is he killing the kids? Let's go. That minigame you just saw, as well as this house segment, really don't do anything for the challenge. It's just lore.
This shit looks
So
cool as
depending
hell.
on what we do during those 2 parts will give us a different ending for the game. But if we're being honest, you really just want to see me do night 2.
Cool. Whoa, miniature baby and and Remnant Bonnie. Let's go. My favorite character.
Much like every other Five Nights at Freddy's game, Night 2 is just a more difficult version of Night 1. We're still in the Aisle 1 map, and we basically do the exact same thing that we did to complete the last night in this night. For Night 2, we again have to last from 12 a.m. to 6 a.m., although this time it took around 7 minutes instead of Night 1's 6 minutes and 30 seconds.
Oh.
I have absolutely no idea why this is in the game, but it is. So, anyways, the other thing we have
Probably
to do
needs
to
to be
complete this
patched.
night is, again, complete the 3 drone tasks. So yeah, like I said, the requirements to beat this night pretty much don't change from Night 1. But luckily for you, this night is nowhere near easy. The animatronics don't get a little bit
Dude,
more
I
difficult.
love that he just waits for you to open up this tablet and type in his little cryptic sentence before he kills you.
They get a lot more difficult, and there's also 2 more of them. The
Yeah,
2
high
new
flag.
animatronics introduced into this night are Revenant Bonnie and Miniature Baby, and the first one I'll be talking about is Miniature
they, like,
Baby
all do it.
because
Shit is
she's pretty
freaky.
easy to deal with. Miniature Baby will only spawn in the souvenirs area, and we know she's spawned there when we hear this heartbeat sound effect that sounds like this. When we hear this
God,
sound
Cole,
effect,
you're
the nice thing
so-
about Miniature Baby is we
have
don't
such
have
a
to
way with
immediately
words.
go to the souvenirs area. Usually she'll spawn twice around 2 a.m. and then around 4 a.m. But we can take a good 30 to 45 seconds to get there because she really doesn't care. Obviously, if we take too long, we are gonna die.
That's kind of crazy. A patient baby.
But compared to other animatronics, she is way nicer. So when I heard the heartbeat, I would immediately check if there was any other animatronics that I had to prioritize, and if I didn't, I would automatically head to the souvenirs area. Once we make it to the souvenirs area, Miniature Baby will be standing in the corner like this, and we need to use our emotion state in the maintenance monitor. To do this successfully, we need to click the Run Memories button in the Emotion State tab to start cycling through Miniature Baby's memories.
Okay.
Once this is done, we need to look through the memories until we find a positive one, and once we do, we'll hit the Lock Memory button to get rid of Miniature Baby.
I like
But
that.
as you're probably expecting, even the easiest of animatronics to deal with still have problems. The problem with this one is we are just not told which memories are positive and which ones are negative. The game just
Wait, I want to look at the whole list.
Monitor will be cycling, find a positive.
Okay, what one? Okay, yeah, shit. That is not pretty. That is not very obvious. That is not very obvious. I'm gonna be real with you. Like, well, I mean, I guess the two on the bottom left say fun and happy birthday. I guess that's supposed to be kind of like your tell, right? Fair enough, maybe. But, all right, fair enough.
The problem with this one is we are just not told which memories are positive and which ones are negative. The game just tells us that some memories might seem potentially positive, so we just have to guess. What the fuck? The second new animatronic that
And I'm assuming, like, the speed just, like, gets faster every night. That is so fucked, man. Or, dude, what if there's new ones every single night, dude? You're literally just rolling the dice.
gets spawned in this night is the real Revenant Bonnie, not the version of Miniature Freddy.
But, like I said, though, like, if they somehow referenced, like, signage or something, like, again, happy birthday, like, I don't know. I think an extra sentence could make it better. But yeah, just saying, I think some are positive, man. Good luck.
The real one.
That's crazy.
When Revenant Bonnie spawns, it is very obvious. Not only does he play a very loud voice line, for example,
He's
this
blocking the pathway.
It's time for one I seek. Get me quick, or your demise will follow.
but also a
is
counter which
not
relates to
how
how
I
we get rid
imagine
of him
Bonnie
appears in the
sounding.
top left. Once he spawns, he wants to play a game that's known as One-Eyed Seek, which is basically just find Bonnie. When he spawns, he can appear in any of these 5 locations. The souvenirs area, the construction area, the hallway right before the cleaning and sanitation room, the middle area in the temporary aisle, and finally, the blind spot off to the right. And to get rid of him, we're given a certain amount of times that we need to find him, so we have to run around to these 5 areas and find him that many times.
I like that.
So, for example, if the counter appears in the top left that says 0 to 4, we have to
You're
find
fucked.
him 4 different times. There are 2 very important things to note about him, the first one being if he's found in one of these spots, he cannot return there. And the second one
Okay.
being, he does have a decoy drone we can use to get rid of him, but this has a very slim chance of actually working, so it's basically just a last resort.
Cool.
The fun thing about this guy is, he's all RNG. We might as well just call him RNG Bonnie. Not only is how many times he shows up in the night completely randomized, but also where he spawns is randomized, and how many times we have to find him is...
Bruh, that shit is so stupid. How can it range from 1 to 5? The most ridiculous part is that there are 5 nights in a Five Nights at Freddy's game. Why would you not just have it scale per the night?
randomized. So he could spawn 3 times in the night, or never. He could spawn at one point, and then the next point just be all the way across the map. And also, we could be told to only find him twice, or we could be told to find him 5 times. So really, Revenant Bonnie is not skill-based. If we get bad RNG, we're just gonna die. There is another new animatronic in this night, and that's Remnant Chica. Although for her to actually appear in this night, it's decently rare. In my winning attempt, she did appear once, but since she never really shows up during this night, I'm going to be talking about her during night 3. For the bonus objectives in this night, much like last night, there's 2 that just happen by playing the game, and there's 2 that we can get by just playing like The 2 we can get by just playing the game are successfully lure Revenant Bonnie with the drone and...
Dude, people are mad that Beetle's gone now. Oh my gosh, I have to put Beetle back in my head now. I love him there. I just felt like I was like, I don't know, man. I just feel kind of... I love him being a permanent fixture. It feels, I don't know, man. I just like, is it okay if I just do it forever? I don't know.
Encounter Miniature Foxy and Revenant Freddy at the promotional area. As I previously mentioned, the drone does work on Revenant Bonnie, although there's a very slim chance of it actually working, and to complete this bonus objective, we have to get that small chance. And for the Miniature Foxy and Revenant Freddy one, we just have to get unlucky and have them attack at the same time. And also, to complete this objective, Miniature Foxy can't appear in the blind spot.
Alright guys, day 500 of wearing Beetle on my head until I get a collab with Neuro and Beetle. Alright, day number 501. Alright, day number 502. Tux, thank you for the follow, and Mondo, thank you for the follow.
In the temporary aisle, he has to be at the promotional area.
Dude, there's this one guy's post that I'm seeing every day. It's the stupidest shit I've ever seen in my life. It's buying a Jersey Mike's sub sandwich every day until Jersey Mike buys me a Lamborghini. Bro, what? Just tell me you want to eat Subway sandwiches every day. That's never happening. Ever.
The other 2 objectives, complete night 2 with a lacking efficiency level and complete night 2 going past 6 AM, as I mentioned, can be completed by just sucking complete and total ass at this game. To get a lacking efficiency level, we just need to do our drone tasks really slow. And to complete night 2 going past 6 AM, we need to reach 6 AM in the night, but not have all of our drone tasks done. So as long as we just take a really long time to finish our drone tasks, we can easily complete both of these bonus objectives. So overall, I'd like to say that night 2 wasn't that bad, but it's just completely RNG based. If we get a bad combination of animatronics, say for example Miniature Foxy and Revenant Bonnie, we're just dead. The time it takes for us to move to each room just takes way too long because of the animation that we just end up dying. After enough attempts, I completely knew how to get rid of every single animatronic, and the problem was just getting lucky enough to not instantly die because of something stupid. So just for a bit of backstory, I wasn't recording for like the first 45 minutes of my initial attempts of this night, so here's me finally figuring out that I wasn't recording. I wasn't recording that whole time, oh my god.
My collab with Vito would be getting a Neuro mask and then hopping in a video call with, oh my god, then hopping in a video call with Neuro, and I convince her that she's fake and that I'm the real one. And then after we argue for a while, then we bring Evil in, and then I try to like convince Evil and bring her to my side and be like, Evil, no, like it's me, remember? Like, oh my gosh, we were just hanging out yesterday. And then she'd be like, oh yeah, that's totally you. And then like we all gaslight Neuro, and then like maybe like Beetle turns on like a poll in the chat and it says like which one is real. And then again, I'm assuming I'll win. And then like, dude, we just gaslight the fuck out of Neuro the whole time.
Oh, it's... Go back, you slow walking piece of shit! Bro,
come on, Neuro needs to be tortured a little bit. Evil had her whole birthday thing.
Where are you? Where are you? I genuinely did try it. I did. And it didn't fucking work. My real question is how the fuck this many bitches are haunted. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. I pressed back, you bitch. You fuck. Why right?
Bro just swallowed the plane. Holy shit, dude.
Who the fuck is that?
I know, right?
I was about to do
If I was blind to that game and that fucking thing, and this fucking thing attacked me, I would literally be like, what the fuck video game am I playing, bro? What the hell is that? It looks like the guy from freaking, oh shit, why can I not think of the name? The game where you go in with your 4 friends and you like find loot and then like crazy aliens attack you and shit like that. The guys in little orange suits.
Who the fuck is that? I was about
Lethal
to do
Company,
that.
Lethal Company.
I can't go that fast because my junky ass can't walk that fast. I just waddle my way. Like, how are you walking? It looks like this was your first time.
The walk is insane. It's like, buddy, do you know where the fuck you are?
Coming in this room.
Oh, he's coming in the room.
Yes, dude. Oh my god, there was so much stuff in that night. I hate it, bro. We're redoing this because I want all 3. See, now we got a serious problem. Where the fuck were you?
Have you guys ever had to like walk all the way
Oh,
downstairs
oh,
or like a
eat my-
long distance to go get like toilet paper because there wasn't any when you took a poop?
Balls. I can't, bro. I can't do anything there. I just died. I could go over Miracle Freddy, but I couldn't because the rabbit wanted to play hide and seek.
Why ask? I thought it was relevant. I thought we were talking about the poop walk. I thought that's what he was doing. It's not. Well, okay. If it's a personal question, don't answer it.
Oh, I don't mean to scare
Oh, I don't mean to scare you.
Terminate me. Mayo, it's kind of sus. Okay. That's literally perfect. 2 will be shocked with immediate effect if no return.
Ooh, I like that. I like that. I like that.
Oh no, I don't think I went past. Yeah. No, it wasn't. Oh fuck.
Why, hello?
Bro, I don't have time
Why,
for this silly
hello
goofy
there.
bullshit.
He kind of sounds like Goofy.
I don't have time for the party.
Yuck.
Is it
Why,
6?
hello there. Yuck.
Mamma mia. Yeah, let's go. So, but there we go. All stars. Baba boy.
All right, night 3. Oh my god. Okay, so we now have Remnant Foxy, and now like officially Remnant Chica as well. Why is Chica looking like that though?
That's right, we have made it to our final night of Part A, and it is absolutely horrible. As you saw from the intro card, we have 7 different animatronics to deal with, and all of them require from
Like,
the intro card.
Chica
we have
literally
7
looks like
different
she's cosplaying as a fucking pear, dude. Why does she look like a pear, bro?
animatronics to deal with, and all of them require us to do something completely different to get rid of them, as well as being located in basically completely separate parts of the map. But you'd think at least some of my skills would transfer over. It's the same map, and
Apples are like so much better than pears though, right? Like we agree with that.
5 of the same animatronics, so
Hey,
it's
thanks
gotta
for the
be a little
follow,
bit
Rico.
easier, right?
And Toxic,
No,
you're still here.
about 35% of this night is actual skill, and the rest of it is just RNG. Obviously, to complete this night, we're going to be doing the exact same 2 things as we have been doing for the
Fair
last 2
mains.
nights. Specifically, the requirements for this night are the exact same as the ones for night 2. We need to last for around 7 minutes long, and we also need to complete the 3 drone tasks. But if we're being honest, you really don't care about that. You just want to see the 2 new animatronics in this night,
Yes.
Remnant Chica and Remnant.
What is that? What is that? What are those?
Foxy. Before I talk about those, I just want to say the word Remnant and the word Revenant get tossed around a lot in this game. For some reason, Freddy and Bonnie are called Revenant, and Chica and Foxy are called Remnant. I don't know.
I feel like it's probably because the guy that made this game isn't a native English speaker, right?
So yeah, let's talk about Remnant Chica. Functionality-wise, Remnant Chica is actually one of the easiest animatronics to deal with. Literally the only reason
Just
why
give her
she's
a
one of the more
kiss.
difficult animatronics to deal with is because of where she gets spawned on the map. Technically, she spawns in the construction area, but not the place that we're used to going to. She actually spawns past that room in the hole, and we have to press W from that room to actually get there. So yeah, it takes a long time to get over there and a long time to get back, and God forbid we get caught in the corner with our pants down and someone like Revenant Bonnie shows up, we're just dead. So great, we know where she spawns, but
Yeah,
what
you
are we
check the
even supposed
hole.
to do?
Yeah.
First off, we need to listen out for this robotic voice sound effect.
Lighting alteration detected at construction area.
And
That's Chica?
once we've heard that, we can then head over to the hole, and we need to wait there until
Yo, when's the last time you check in your holes, chat? Make sure you check your holes.
we see this yellow flashing light. And once we've seen that yellow light, all we have to do is head back to the aisle end and use a decoy drone targeting Revenant Chica. Like I said, she's really easy to deal with. The only issue is she's so far away. The other animatronic in this night, Remnant Foxy, also spawns in the exact same place as Remnant Chica. Once we hear this sound effect, we now know Remnant Foxy has spawned over
noises
in
are
the
really
construction area in the hole where we saw the yellow blinking light. And to get rid of him, it's as simple as just going to the aisle end and using a decoy drone to lure him away. But this is not the only place he can spawn. He can also spawn directly at the aisle end. When he does this, he'll play this sound effect. And then walk towards us like a weird, creepy toddler at the playground. When this happens, the game instructs us to open up
I think
our
he's got the
lights
poopy butt
module by
syndrome.
clicking the bottom right of the screen. Yep, there's another thing we have to pull up. And after we've done that, we're told to switch between the 3 lighting settings by pressing each individual button. And that's it. We're just supposed to press buttons and hope he goes away. Unless...
Okay.
Oh, okay, I get it. Foxy is prone to seizures, so we mess with the lights to induce a seizure, and then he dies.
Are
All
you
jokes aside,
serious?
this whole light module thing just makes no sense. Like, sure, Remnant
See,
Foxy
bro, yeah, he definitely got stanky ass breath, man.
is not hard to get rid of. He spawns in the area where we spend the most time, and all we have to do is open up a thing.
Did you guys ever have like a strobe light when you were younger? Those things were so cool. I haven't seen one in forever. Dude, I want to get a strobe light. I want to get a freaking strobe light for real, for real.
Thingy to press buttons.
Thanks,
But why
Coxa.
not just tell me which button I'm supposed to press and why, instead of just having me guess randomly and clicking buttons for no reason? My guess is that's the genuine idea. One of the light settings makes him disappear, and we just have to randomly guess which one. And
Oh, because it gave people seizures. That's why they stopped. That makes sense. Ever since I learned about things that induce seizures, I've actually been too scared to look ever. I don't know if anyone has this like fear, but I think it was when I learned about that one Pokemon episode with like the flashing lights with you guys know what I'm talking about probably. Ever since that, yeah, the Porygon episode, exactly. Ever since I heard about that, I've been too scared to look at things that ever say like be careful. Like if you have epilepsy, be careful. I just always close my eyes now. I'm too scared to look.
there you go. That's how we deal with the 2 new animatronics in this night, but what about the bonus objectives? The first one, complete Night 3 with an optimal efficiency level, is the exact same as the one in Night 1. We just have to do drone tasks fast. And
It's Pikachu's fault Porygon got framed.
also, the 4th one, get rid of Remnant Foxy via the drone, I already talked about. One interesting thing about this bonus objective is, if you go to the main menu where you can see the bonus objectives, the game tells you to get rid of with Remnant Foxy via the drone. I am convinced that nobody playtested this game. But the other 2, use input lag on your monitor for 3 minutes and view Remnant Chica at the end of the aisle before she attacks you, are easy, but they're pretty interesting. To complete the objective, view Remnant Chica before she attacks us, we first need to listen out for the robotic voice, then move over to the construction area to look for the yellow light. And once we've done that, we can move back to the aisle end, but instead of playing a drone to get rid of her, we can turn around into the temporary aisle and she should be right there. And yeah, that's the entire objective. I told you they were easy, but they're cool. The final objective is really weird. It forces us to use a feature of our maintenance monitor, which has been here for the entirety of this game, but I just haven't used it because it's basically completely useless.
Dude, the Lavender Town shit, yeah. Yeah, that freaking the story where like there was like 9 children at like the top of like or I don't know if it's children or adults, but it was like at the top of like a tower in Tokyo or whatever. I think it's like beta tested. I think it was kids beta testing it, right? And then they were like, "Oh yeah," and like then like 9 children like jumped out at the top and they had to like install these nets and then they like show this like random image of like a net with a skyscraper and it's like, "Oh my gosh, look, it's real." Oh my gosh, dude. I got so sucked into that stuff. Did anyone watch Yuri of Wind back in the day? I remember he covered a lot of creepypasta stuff.
If you didn't know already, which, I mean, you shouldn't because I didn't tell you, but our maintenance monitor actually has a battery life. And obviously, if we use this monitor to, I don't know, protect us from dying, it's gonna drain a ton of battery. So in night 3, you use your maintenance monitor so much that you're gonna run out of battery if it weren't for input lag. Input lag is the completely useless feature I mentioned, and you can turn it on by clicking this little logo in the left corner.
What?
But what exactly does it do? It actually reduces the amount that your battery drains throughout the night, but the problem is, it causes your mouse to just glitch wherever it wants. So to complete this final objective, we need to have this input lag turned on for at least 3 minutes. And if I'm being completely honest, I had it on for the entire night because, as I mentioned, it basically does jack shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's play Suck My Balls. 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 My Oh, I don't mean to scare you. I just The drone is gonna work, trust me. Well, never mind.
He just tried to deploy the drone
what?
in front of Foxy.
Okay, so that's a good thing to know. Look at Freddy's chin, bro. God damn, those look like a Minecraft art block. Yeah. Who am I dead to, Chica? We might have this. Nice. Let's go, dude.
All right.
Yeah, that's what I would call it.
Make 11 name to follow as well, by the way.
Okay. Well, time to see if I did that at optical. 254. After that, during the home segment, there's a secret minigame we can play called Fun with Freddy 2. Basically, we have to survive for 90 seconds, and we're given a flashlight. We need to flash the flashlight down the hallway to see how close Freddy is to us, and when he gets too close, we need to shock him. This minigame is actually way more complex than that, but I don't feel like explaining it, so here's some moments from that. Oh.
Is that not literally the Tom and Jerry noise? I'm not going crazy, right?
Oh.
I swear to God it
That
is.
looked pretty close to me. Bro, what the
Why does it get cut off like that?
Why? Why? Suck my balls! Oh!
Dude, he is all about the ball sucking today, huh?
You have completed part A. You can now progress on to part B of Post Shift 2. Part B of this game is where the true difficulty of this game actually shows up. There is an entirely new map as well as new set of animatronics for each night in this part, meaning we basically have to learn a completely new game every single night.
Oh my
And
god.
of course, there's still 4 bonus objectives for us to complete, and if you're wondering, are these nights any easier than night 3? No. So I might as well accept the impending doom and start off with night 4.
Okay, Minotaur Puppet, Minotaur Balloon Boy, Minotaurinas, Minotaur Freddy, Reverend Balloon Boy, Minotaur Ballora, Reverend Puppet, Minotaur Baby. Hey guys, sorry for the cut. I just need to jump in right here and let you know that we're actually recording this offline from here on out instead of on live stream. No particular reason other than the fact that I totally misscheduled and realized that I would not have enough time to finish this video on live stream. So kind of works because this is like a great breaking point for this video. We're in a new territory and area now. So yeah, without further ado, let's jump right back into it.
Obviously, I'm going to start off this night by explaining the map that we're in, but I'm not going to go into as much detail as I did for Aisle 1 because we're only in this map for one night. On the screen right now, you can see the entire map for the Minotaur containment area. It's obviously not as big as Aisle 1, but that's because we're only using it for one night. In this main room right here, we have a direct view of the Remnant Puppet Vicinity Monitor, and we can also access the simulation monitors. Turning to the right, we have this basically useless spot right here, and turning even more to the right, we have a view of Remnant Balloon Boy. Fun fact, we actually spend most of our time sitting at this view instead of the main view, but that's for reasons I'll mention in a bit.
Well, just because we want to hang out with our best friend, right?
Turning back to the main view, we can also press E to see a blind spot underneath the desk, and we can also press W to move up to the observation deck. After probably the longest animation in this entire game, we've made it to the observation deck where we can look at this main view or turn around to look at a box. So that is
What's in the chest?
the entire map. A lot of it is just turning around, but the animation it takes for us to climb up a whole ladder makes up for the lack of moving.
Fair enough.
Now that we know where we are, it's time to talk about how we actually beat this night, and luckily, we only have to do one thing, and that thing is survive.
Oh shit!
Obviously, if you are a fan of Five Nights at Freddy's games, you're probably looking at this and your pants right now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this just reminds me of like the regular games, so I'm like super locked in.
Because we are starting at 6 a.m. I don't know why,
shit.
but this night starts at 6 a.m. and then ends at 12 instead of the usual 12 to 6. This doesn't actually
Okay.
change anything, though. The night still lasts for around 7.
Honestly, kind of cool though, because like the area looks like it would be at night, but it's like kind of not though. You're literally working until what? Friggin' lunchtime, dude. Right after you finish your shift, you can go get like a friggin' hoagie from Subway.
Minutes, just like every
Subway is shit, by the way. I actually have like a $50 gift card, or like I have multiple gift cards given to me that add up to like $50 at this point, and I'm just like not using them. I don't know. It's so bad, dude. Why is the food so bad?
other night. I guess it's lore or something. I don't know. But yeah, the only
I say this as I like eat Taco Bell every day, but you know, okay. Taco Bell's great. Like if you don't know, Taco Bell's actually great. And it's also one of the most healthy fast food options, if you did not know as well. They had like a big reform years ago.
requirement to complete this night is to survive from 6 a.m. to 12 p.m., and that's all we have to do. And now it's time for the worst part. In this night, there's technically 8 new animatronics. Some of them are returning from the last night, but they do something completely different.
Oh,
These
oh
8
that's great.
Animatronics get split up into
You're gonna see their ass and be like, oh, I know how to deal with you. And then you just get absolutely blasted.
2 categories, which I'm just gonna make up names for: the surrounding animatronics and the virtual animatronics. First, I'm gonna be talking about the virtual animatronics because they are all basically the exact same thing. The animatronics in the virtual category are Miniature Freddy, Miniature Baby, Miniature Ballora, and Miniature
Oh,
Balloon
this is them. Oh, dude, they're cool.
Boy. Obviously, these animatronics
Dude, look at him, he's
are viewed through the
dancing. They're
simulation monitor,
dancing.
which we can access by going to the main view, then clicking at the bottom of our screen. On screen right now is our simulation monitor, and if you're wondering what the fuck is going on, me too. Any of these 4 animatronics can just randomly decide to get pissed off and request one of the 5 items you see on the right side of the screen.
What the hell is number 5?
If we open up the simulation monitor and we're currently viewing Miniature Freddy's simulation and the kid has a text bubble that says, "I feel inspired, can I have a keyboard please?" This means we need to move our mouse over to where the 5 items are and click on the keyboard, then he should be happy. Obviously, if we take too long to do this, they will physically appear in the room with us and then later kill us. Overall, these 4 animatronics aren't super difficult. They don't give us a sound cue to know when they're active, but they do give us a percentage. What I mean is, if you look at the top left of the screen, you can see 2 different percentages: surrounding activity and virtual discontent. Obviously, the one that we care about is the virtual discontent, and if one of the virtual animatronics is unhappy, that percentage will go up by 25%. So if one of the virtual animatronics is unhappy, it will show 25%. If 2 are unhappy, it will show 50%, and so on and so on.
Not bad.
So these animatronics aren't really that difficult. The only thing we actually have to pay attention to is the percentage of virtual discontent. Although I do have one problem with these animatronics. The
they actually
icons
wear, like,
that
the
get
bow in the
used
clothes.
for
It's
each
cute.
item just make no sense. Like, this is a pair of pants. I have no idea what this is, and I would pay you a lot of money if you could guess what the this
A
is.
safe.
Luckily, this isn't a super
Water
big
fountain.
problem. If we choose the wrong item, it's not like we get killed or anything.
Oh.
We just get given an error for exactly 3 seconds, and then we can retry. Okay, so this is later editing me. It says the item's name in the corner. I'm just a little bit stupid. It's fine. Don't worry about it. So that does it for the virtual animatronics, and now it's time to talk about the surrounding animatronics. In this category, there's of course 4 different animatronics: Revenant Puppet, Miniature Puppet,
and like each corner
Revenant
of the
Balloon
room?
Boy,
I
and
actually
Miniature
like the way this
Arenas.
room is built
And
a lot
these
more than the first
animatronics
one.
all spawn in completely separate places.
I guess
and
it's just kind of like easier to understand what's going on, right? The first zone just like extremely overwhelming. If you put me into it, I still would have no idea what I was doing.
them have
So maybe I should still play this, honestly.
their own specific requirements that we need to do to
Damn,
get
that
rid of
motherfucker's
them.
spooky as hell.
First, I'll be talking.
Wait, dude, is that a reference to some of the first theories? Because didn't people think that the puppet was inside of the box originally?
But without
I don't know. That's just a theory.
a doubt, the easiest animatronic in this category, the Miniaturinas.
That's
The
just a
Miniaturinas
theory.
spawn
How
in the
does he
blind
say it?
spot next to our desk at the main
he's bonking
view,
his
and they
head.
do this if either our surrounding activity or virtual discontent exceeds 30%.
Welcome, internet.
The worst thing about this
Welcome
is
to
there's no
game.
way to get rid of them
So
once they're
bad, dude, I
here.
can't
We
do
just
it
have
at
to
all.
continuously check on them, and if we have too long of a period without checking on them, they kill us. So all I did was try to avoid anything exceeding 30% for the entire night.
Dude, just
And
check
if
it
I
on
noticed
everyone.
that
Just make
something
sure everyone's
had
happy.
gone past 30%, I would instantly check the blind spot to see if they appeared. And if they did, I would basically just give up because I really don't like these guys. The next easiest animatronic is Remnant Balloon Boy, and he's the exact same as the Miniaturinas, except for he spawns at the very beginning of the night every
Easy.
single time. So if we do a complete 180 from the main view, there's Balloon Boy looking ugly as fuck. As I mentioned, he's exactly like the Miniaturinas. We have to continuously watch him to make sure he doesn't move, and if we spend too much time not watching him, he's gonna move, and if he moves too much, we're dead. And that does it for half the animatronics in the surrounding category. Now it's time to talk about Miniature Puppet. Miniature Puppet will spawn up
dude,
at
he
the
looks so
observation
cool.
deck, and we know he's done that when the surrounding activity goes up by 5%. Once we see this happen, we need to instantly climb up the ladder to the observation deck, where we'll see Miniature Puppet floating
That
there
is
thinking
really
he's the main
cool.
character. But we can't
Honestly, I didn't realize he was floating. I think it would look cooler if he wasn't floating. I don't know. It feels like more menacing. Like now it looks like he's like some kind of mage and he's like conjuring up little freaking fireballs in his hands. It's kind of cringe actually now.
instantly get rid of Miniature Puppet. We need to wait for him to spawn Venta Puppet. Venta Puppet
What?
is this dude, and he spawns a couple inches from our face after we've been staring at Miniature Puppet for a decent amount of time.
Okay.
And in order to get rid of both him and Miniature Puppet, we need to wait for him to spawn, and once he does, we need to spam click the outer edges of our screen until he disappears. If we did that properly, our surrounding activity should return to normal, which is around 10%, and we would have successfully dodged Miniature Puppet.
Super chill.
And finally, it's time to talk about Remnant Puppet. If you haven't been paying attention, the animatronics have slowly gotten
That's gotta
harder
be
to
a
deal
reference,
with,
man.
so this one's hard. When we're looking at the main view, there's a big screen in front of us that's known as the Remnant Puppet Vicinity Monitor, and we actually use this monitor to tell which stage Remnant Puppet is in. The first stage shows Remnant Puppet in the middle of the screen, very small, with the text Observe. This stage is Remnant Puppet's beginning stage, so it really doesn't mean anything. During the second stage, Remnant Puppet will appear closer on the monitor, and the text will say the word monitor. This again doesn't really mean anything, this just means he's closer to killing us. However, the third stage is where he can actually attack us. He appears very big on the monitor,
But it
and
said,
there's
"I'm a
text
boy."
saying, "I am above." This is where everything gets bad. We're instructed to click the screen multiple times until the text Y/N shows up. And by multiple times, the game means to say, like, 30 times. When my finger and mouse are both destroyed and we get the Y/N text, we're supposed to hit Y on our keyboard, then move up to the observation deck. Once we make it up the ladder, instead of looking at the regular view like we did for Miniature Puppet, we need to turn around to the back view, which is where Remnant Puppet is, and we can scare him away. And that basically does it for Remnant Puppet.
But like that's all chill. This legit, I mean, we'll see how it plays out, right? But this seems like easier than most FNAF games, I'd say.
I know I said he was really difficult to deal with, but that's just because when I see the word multiple, I think like 3 or 4, not thousands. Now there is nothing else to talk about other than the bonus objectives, and this night's bonus objectives are really weird because it has both the easiest objective we've seen so far and the hardest. The two, which are probably the easiest we've ever seen, are pry yourself from Venta Puppet and get jump scared by Remnant Puppet whilst at the observation deck. If you remember when I talked about Miniature Puppet, he actually spawns Venta Puppet, and in order to not die to Venta Puppet, we need to click the outer edges of the screen until he disappears. And that's exactly how we complete this bonus objective. We just have to protect ourselves from Venta Puppet like we would any other time. The other bonus objective I talked about, getting jump scared by Remnant Puppet, we literally just have to kill ourselves and then we get awarded with a star. Again, to avoid Remnant Puppet, we need to click on the screen till we see the Y/N text, then hit Y and move up to the observation deck to scare him away. But if we do all the same things and move up to the observation deck and don't scare him away and just die, we complete this bonus objective. The other two bonus objectives are a lot harder. Keep Remnant Balloon Boy in his initial position for the whole morning and successfully tend to all miniature simulations without failing once. To successfully tend to all the miniature simulations, we just need to avoid getting any errors. And again, we get an error for around 3 seconds if we give an unhappy virtual animatronic the wrong item, or if we give a happy virtual animatronic an item when they didn't ask for it. After playing this night for a while, you just understand what item they're asking for. For example, the difference between Balloon Boy asking for a balloon stall or just plain balloons. And yeah, that's really all it is, just learning what items do what and also just not misclicking. The final bonus objective is definitely the hardest one we've ever seen, and we need to keep Remnant Balloon Boy in his initial position. Like I said, Remnant Balloon Boy spawns behind us from the main view, and if we don't look at him enough, he's gonna move.
Okay, got it.
So obviously, to complete this bonus objective, we need to constantly be watching Remnant Balloon Boy to make sure he doesn't move at all. This meant I had to change my strategy for this night because I wanted to constantly be looking at Remnant Balloon Boy. So I would stay at this view and stare at this ugly child and only move if I saw a spike in the surrounding activity or virtual discontent. Although, depending on how unlucky we got, like if Miniature Freddy and Remnant Puppet decide to attack at the exact same time, we don't really have enough time to watch Remnant Balloon Boy and he's gonna move. So to complete this bonus objective, not only do we have to change up our strategy and stand in probably the worst spot possible, but we also have to get some really good RNG. And that does it for the entirety
Like, I wonder how they actually work, because, you know, obviously in, like, all the other FNAF games, there's, like, set intervals when they can take actions, right? Like, 5 seconds passes by, then there's, like, a roll to see if they make a move or not. I feel like it probably doesn't work that way in these games, but I don't know. I'd be curious.
Of night 4. Overall, I actually liked this night more than the first 3
Yeah.
because this one actually relied on skill other than RNG.
I agree. Also, I kind of feel bad. I mean, I don't know. This is so weird that, like, I'm recording most of this now, like, not on live stream. Obviously, when I'm live streaming, you know, I'm yapping with chat as well, so I'm a little bit less focused. But, like, this part just feels more engaging overall. I really enjoyed that area more. The first area was just, like, It's just tough. I think it's because like it's just there's so much to explain and so much to like understand that like in the style of video he's creating, it's almost impossible to like pick it all up and understand and actually like take you through the process. So it sort of like starts to slip in terms of like how you feel about it and understand like the true weight and stakes of it all. But this one was like very easy to like attach to. It was good. I liked it.
Obviously, the information you're given on how to avoid the animatronics is pretty but it's nice to not have to run around a ginormous map just to stop one animatronic.
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
Dude, I gotta get that confetti, by the way. Like, it looks so good. I love this. Like, how do you get that? Like, that confetti is probably like a green screen effect. I want it.
Motherfucker, bro. What is... Oh. That's awesome.
He's a chill guy.
There's a child behind me.
And you're gonna be staring at him a long time. Jesus, dude.
I'm gonna die.
So bad, dude.
Don't move. Don't move. Scheming, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Why
You see that he was in a little dance when he got his bow? It's so cute.
Bro. Why am I babysitting? I'm bored. Can I have a bow tie? No, fuck you. Don't. Just don't.
Yeah.
Oxygen mask. Nobody's allowed to do shit until 11 o'clock. 1-1.
Nice.
Now we get to play Afton's Text motherfucking adventure, baby.
Holy moly, dude. What?
So
That's
that's his
actually
friend.
cool.
That's his homie. Homie! That's his homie.
Homie.
Shout out to Peter. What's happening?
That's fucked.
Yes! That's it. That's gotta be it. That's gotta
love
be
the
it. If that's not
freaking-
it, you can eat my
I love the
balls.
Freddy thumbs up, man. It's so good.
Yay! Yes! That's all of them. Let's go.
Oh my gosh, the originals! Oh, this is probably gonna be so good too. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, dude. I wish I I wish we started with these. These nights seem so much more fun. Like, I actually really want to play this. The first one just felt like so tough to even want to play because it's just like, anyway, I don't know. I tried my best to describe it already, and he explained it himself, to be honest, too.
Alright, so pretty much every single night up until this point has been pretty difficult, but starting now, these next nights are just absolutely ruthless.
Ooh.
Night 5, of course, has a completely new map, as well as having 4 new animatronics that each have their own section of the map. On screen right now is the map layout for
that
Night
is big,
5.
though.
As you can see, this map is pretty simple. You have this one main room, as well as 4 animatronic
It is
rooms
easy to
that
follow,
branch
yeah.
off in all 4 directions. This room up at the top is Freddy's room, the room to the left is Foxy's room, the room to the right is Chica's room, and the room towards the bottom is Bonnie's room. And these 4 rooms are connected back to the main room via some hallways, which of course have super long animations that play when we walk down them. And that basically does it for Night 5's map. Much like Night 4, it's not a very big map. The only problem is how long it actually takes for us to move from room to room. The stupid wobbly animations that play when we walk down the hallway just take so goddamn long, and it literally makes some animatronic combinations completely impossible to avoid. But I'll
That's
be complaining
horrible.
about that in a little bit, because first we have to talk about how we actually beat this night. To complete this night, we have to do 2 things, and the first one's very obvious.
But dude,
We
he's playing the piano.
again have to survive from 12 a.m. to 6 a.m. In this night, 12 a.m. to 6 a.m. lasts for around 8 minutes, unlike the usual 7 minutes, so it's just a little bit longer. But, you know, that requirement is pretty obvious, although the second thing we have to do is entirely different from anything we've ever seen. Well, kind of. In this night, we're supposed to complete Insta orders, although how many are we supposed to do and when are we supposed to do them? I don't know. Yeah. Obviously, the game doesn't tell us, but you're in luck because I spent hours doing this night, and I actually know what they mean.
100 times
Step number
speed?
1 to completing Insta orders. Wait until 6 a.m. You can do these Insta orders throughout the night, but they do absolutely nothing. The game only requires you to do one order, but this has to be finished after 6 a.m. for some reason.
Okay, easy.
The second step is to make sure the web line is secured. We can first do this by opening up our mobile control panel by pressing E, then pressing Q to open up our additional panel screen.
Oh,
which,
Jesus.
go figure, we aren't told about. We aren't told that Q does anything, and I didn't
Holy
even
shit,
know
dude,
the
there's so many
additional panel
buttons.
screen was a thing. Anyways, we can open up the additional screen, then click on the button labeled Web Line to start securing the web line. This will start a loading process, which can either be really short or really fast, and it's completely RNG dependent. Basically, by stabilizing
Really
the
short or
web
really
line, we
fast.
make sure that our Insta orders are always working. If
So,
we
you know,
don't have the
always
web line
really fast.
secured, we can get given fake progress on our Insta orders, which basically just means we're sitting there like an idiot thinking that it's working even though it isn't. One thing I probably should mention is once you start the web line process, you can't leave. So if an animatronic spawns, you're dead. And now we move on to the third step, which is
Damn, dude, that's
completing the
spooky.
Insta orders, which again are completely RNG dependent. They can either take a really short amount of time or take forever. And once we complete that, we should be done this requirement as long as we did all 3 steps and didn't die. So to fully complete this night, we first need to last from 12 to 6 a.m., which is around 8 minutes, then complete our 1 Insta order, and then we're finished.
Oh.
And all of this would be a lot easier if we didn't have to deal with this night's 4 new animatronics. The animatronics present in this night are Subject 1 Freddy, Subject 2 Foxy, Subject 3 Chica, and of course Subject 4 Bonnie.
Yay.
And as I mentioned, each of these animatronics have completely different ways of getting rid of them, and they're also located in completely separate parts of the map. So first off, I'm going to be talking about Subject 1 Freddy. First off, we know Freddy is spawned when we hear this sound effect. And once we hear that sound effect, we want to head up to Freddy's room where he can be seen playing some Heat on the piano. Once we make it to Freddy's room, we want to open up the mobile control panel and click on the Song Databank tab. And in order to actually get rid of Freddy, he'll be playing one of 4 songs, and our job is to correctly identify what song he's playing,
Oh,
then
that's
click
so
the corresponding
cute.
button.
Wait, what the heck? Oh my gosh, this actually goes in line with my original lore when I was playing FNAF 1. I was talking about how, because again, I knew nothing. You know, when I played FNAF 1, I didn't know anything about the lore. It was my first experience. I was fully blind. But Freddy, you know, he goes into like, I don't know where it is, but like he goes into a room and he starts like playing music. And I made like a whole subplot of like him being too nervous and shy to play his music in front of others. But at the same time, he really wanted to like get feedback and make a friend that could be honest with him and help him grow as an artist. And then I was like praying and holding my eyes and like closing my eyes and like praying with my hands. I mean, I was in Kigurumi, so you could actually like see me do this. I was like praying for him. Anyway, whatever. I'm not gonna spoil it all. You can watch that if you want, but that's so funny. Does he like canonically have a musical career, or is this just like this guy's idea and my random idea?
On our mobile control panel. The 4
I am so stupid. Obviously he does. Fucking, or at least, well, he's the one with the microphone, actually, right? No. They're on stage. They're animatronics that play freaking music. Duh. What does Bonnie have, a banjo? Dude, for some reason I've never, like, paid attention to that. What instruments do they all play? They all play something, right?
4 songs Freddy can play are Toreador, which sounds like this.
Toreador.
Circus, which sounds like this. Music Box 2, which sounds like this.
Why does his music sound so shitty? Wait, this one actually is kind of straight heat. Hold on.
And finally,
That's good.
Forbidden Nocturne, which sounds like this.
Ooh.
So to successfully get rid of Freddy, we need to
Yeah,
walk
just never play that second song. That one fucking sucks, Freddy.
to his room and listen out for one of these 4 songs, and whichever one we hear, we need to click the corresponding button, and he should disappear. The next animatronic I'll talk about is Subject 2 Foxy, and this one is a little bit interesting. Subject 2
So far, though, I get it, like, he said it's the hardest, so we're just gonna have to take his word on it. But so far, this seems very digestible and quite easy to do, right? There's, like, one final task you, like, do later in the night. Cool, awesome. every room, like the layout is very simple. So when you hear an animatronic spawn, you just make your way like straight or left or right or down or whatever. I said straight, I mean up, obviously. Just like how he meant to say long instead of short. Anyway, but you go, you click the little thingy, and then like they're good, and then you go to the next one. So far, this is hella chill.
Foxy can actually spawn in 2 different ways, with each of them having a separate way to get rid of them. The first way he spawns is with his head sticking out of the curtains, and the way we get rid of him is very similar to how we get rid of Subject 1 Freddy. First, we want to listen out for a robotic voice which says one of these 4 frequencies, either 500 Hz, 440
Bro's
Hz,
talking in different
432 Hz, or 100 Hz. And when we hear the robotic voice say one of these frequencies, we move over to Foxy's room and click the corresponding frequency on our mobile control panel. If we did that properly, that's it. But what about the second way he spawns? How do we deal with him then? We again want to listen for the robotic voice, but this time it doesn't say a frequency. This time it tells us to move to Foxy's stage. And once we make it there, we notice that he's not actually sticking his head out of the curtains. So what do? We need to open up our mobile control panel, then open up the additional panel screen, and from there we can click on the cameras. Once we do, a small video feed will appear showing Foxy, and if we can't see his eyes, that's how we know we're in danger. Once we see that his eyes are missing, we need to close both panels and click the button at the bottom of our screen asking us if we want to declare missing Foxy eyes. And of course, this game is super fun and quirky, so it just doesn't tell you about this button. It just tells you that you have to declare his eyes are missing, which, to say the least, had me very puzzled. I yelled a lot.
Yeah, you would absolutely think that you have to figure that out in the menu. You would not close the menu until you finally give up, and then you're like, Jesus Christ, oh my god, it's just right there. Which you might never even learn, because you're probably gonna like die and get jump scared before you even close the menu, right?
Moving on from Foxy, it's time to talk about one of the animatronics that still to this day I don't really understand how they work, Subject 3 Chica. The way we get rid of Subject 3 Chica is actually very simple. All we have to do is listen for this sound effect. And once we hear that sound effect, all we have to do is move to Chica's room, open up our mobile control panel, then click Cut Power, and that's it. Chica will just go back to normal until she decides to attack again, and then we do the exact same thing. So what's the big problem? The big issue with Chica is all of the extra we're told that we can do. We can do an oxygen removal, which will prevent Chica from killing us for 90 seconds, although we have to wear our gas mask the entire time. We can use a temporary fix only once per night, and this will completely get rid of Chica, but every hour we have a 1 in 4 chance of getting killed. We can also use a prevent once per night, which will stop Chica from ghosting for 120 seconds, although she'll become more active. But what is ghosting? That's where she can damage your gas mask. And how do we know she's doing this, and when does she do this? I don't know. The game doesn't tell us. And the best thing about all of these things is, in my winning attempt, I never used any of this because it's completely useless. So why? Why is it in the game? Why can't I just walk up to Chica, cut the power, and that be it? I don't understand. But whatever. That's how we deal with Chica. Now it's time to talk about...
Well, I mean, it's balancing, right? I assume it's just balancing issue. Like, those features are supposed to be, like, powerful risk versus rewards type things, I guess, right? That you figure out, like, oh, this is actually pretty good to use, like, objectively earlier in the night or later in the night or, like, I don't know, whatever, right? But somehow the optimal answer is just cut it at the moment.
But our final animatronic, Subject 4 Bonnie. Subject 4 Bonnie is...
Which is good, though, right? I mean, like, damn. So far, things, again, super easy to understand, very straightforward.
Basically the exact same as Subject 1 Freddy, but he makes a lot less sense. Again, we're given a sound cue which tells us to move to Bonnie's room, which sounds like this. Once we make it to the room, much like Freddy, there's gonna be a song playing, but this time it's not 4 different songs, it's just 4 different versions of the one song. The normal song that plays sounds like this. And on our mobile control...
kind of moody. I like it. I like it, Bonnie. You've been studying. You've been growing through it to make a song like that, I think.
Panel, we're given 4 different buttons which relate to the 4...
I feel like I gotta say this all the time, but Bonnie is my favorite character, okay?
effects that can be added, with drums, without drums, normal pitch, and low pitch. But of course, the game can't just be normal and let us press the button corresponding to the sounds we hear, because that would be too easy. If we hear the song playing without drums, we have to press the button that says with drums. And if we hear the song playing with drums, we have to press the button that says without drums.
Bruh. Why?
If the song is playing in a low pitch, then we have to press normal pitch. And finally, if it's playing in a glitched manner, we also have to press normal pitch. So what exactly does low pitch do? Absolutely nothing. It's just there. The reason why Freddy was so easy, but this one's more difficult, is because in the tutorial for this level, we got to hear Freddy's songs. But during this part, we just have to guess. We don't even get to hear the normal version of the song,
That does
so we
suck.
don't know if it's in low pitch, if it's glitched, or whatever.
So I guess this is kind of similar with, well, actually it's very similar in terms of how the first 3 nights went. It's sort of like much more just trial and error type stuff, where it's like, it's not, this one even more so, it feels like it's not that hard per se. It's more just like you figure out the puzzle and then you just do it right and you do it fast. And also you get kind of lucky. But once you figure it all out, you should probably beat the night in like a handful of attempts, I would assume.
There is another way to get rid of Subject 4 Bonnie, and that's by placing a plushie deterrent at his stage. This is actually really easy to do, although we can only do it while Bonnie is inactive. All we have to do is move over to his room, then press W to move over to his stage, and we can place the plushie. Once we have it placed, Bonnie
that's
will
cute,
no
and I
longer be
like
able to
that.
spawn for 30 seconds, although if we repeatedly place down the plushie, it will slowly become ineffective and will no longer work. And that does it for all the animatronics for Night 5, although there is one other thing I want to talk about, and that's our attention levels. Up in the top left corner, you can again see 3 percentages: attention, oxygen, and condition. Oxygen and condition really don't do anything. I never had a problem with them the entire time I played this, so I'm not going to talk about them. Attention
Dude,
on the
what? That's crazy considering that the Chica thing, like, essentially it seemed like to preserve your oxygen, you should not just cut her line every time. He's doing that and still isn't experiencing oxygen issues. Again, clearly this is why it's the first version of this game.
the other hand is just dumb. It's a percentage that goes up whenever we move around, whenever we use our mobile control panel. Basically, whenever we do anything, our attention goes up. The game tells us to be wary of our attention, but what it fails to tell us is if our attention exceeds around 12 to 15%, we are basically dead.
What?
After we exceed this 15% attention, all the animatronics become extremely aggressive, and some of them can even attack at the exact same time.
What?
Which shouldn't be that big of a problem. The animatronics aren't super difficult to deal with. The big problem is, the animations that play when we walk through the hallway, they take way too long. Just moving from the main room to Freddy's room and back as fast as possible takes almost 18 seconds.
Holy
So, for example,
shit.
if the animatronics got too aggressive and Freddy and Bonnie spawn at the exact same
You're dead.
time, we can't make it to both animatronics fast enough. We just die. So, not only do we have to get really good at dealing with the animatronics, but we also have to get perfect RNG with the animatronics to make sure we don't die. And I haven't even talked about the bonus objectives yet. Much like Night 4, Night 5's bonus objectives, some of them are easy, and then some of them make me want to chop my dick off. Some of the easier ones are encounter Chica while she's ghosting, and complete the night with a 100% mask condition.
Okay.
To encounter Chica while she's ghosting, I would just continuously walk into Chica's
She's going
room,
ghost!
and I randomly got it, and that's it. And to complete the night with a 100% mask condition, all we have to do is not overuse our gas mask, and make sure we don't use it while Chica's ghosting. The third bonus objective is slightly more difficult. We have to complete the night without losing the plushie deterrence effectivity. Like I said, when I was talking about Subject 4 Bonnie, we can use a plushie deterrent to get rid of Bonnie for around 30 seconds, although if we use this too much, it will become useless. So, believe it or not, but to complete this objective, all we have to do is not overuse the plushie. Usually, I would only use the plushie 2 to 3 times per night, meaning I would use it once at 1 a.m., once at 3 a.m., and once at 5 a.m. Our final bonus objective in this night is complete the night without using the second life special. One thing I didn't talk about in this night is the specials that we can use in our additional panel screen. Looking at the additional panel, we can see two different specials, the Second Life special and the Silent Mode special. Each of these specials can only be used once per night. The Silent Mode special doesn't do anything for this bonus objective, but basically when we use it for 35 seconds, no percentage gets added to our attention. And as for the one that actually matters, the Second Life special is a second life. When we get jump scared, we'll respawn, although our game clock will be set back by 1 hour. For example, if
Holy
you're at
moly.
3 a.m. and you die, but you have your Second Life special enabled, you will respawn, although you'll respawn at 2 a.m. So to successfully complete
kinda
this bonus
sounds
objective,
fun.
we just have to beat the night without using the Second Life special. And if I'm being completely honest, the Second Life special is pretty trash, so it's kind of a good thing. So overall, the entirety of this night is very, very difficult. There's so much stuff that you have to learn, majority of the animatronics just make no sense, and there are literally impossible to dodge animatronic combinations. Everything that was good about Night 4, like majority of the RNG disappearing, is just completely irrelevant in this night. What's the need for this? What is the need for all of this? What?
It's pretty. I mean, the first time you walk down every hallway, you gotta say, it's awesome. But then, like, literally by the third time, you're like, bruh, I hate this.
There's more stuff for me to read, because I came to this game to... I'm gonna get jump scared by Foxy. Okay, and she could... No, that's a normal pitch. Why am I processing orders? This is stupid! What am I playing right now? I can't do anything because my 500 hertz.
Wait,
is
bro
on
was
my
just
wiener.
walking and he got jump scared.
Can you play it? I didn't mean to do that. Oh, it's Foxy. Yeah, I'm
Oh my god.
What the fuck? Bro,
I
you
love
take-
the way he, like, waddles over to you.
What the fuck?
I love it.
Bro, he
Oh, I
takes
love
so
it.
fucking long to get his fat ass down the fucking hallway. I'm like 400 pounds. I'm playing his fucking Nikocado avocado, bro. What the fuck? Yeah, this is impossible. I might as well just kill
God,
my...
you guys, like, know who he is, right? Nikocado Avocado. Dude, when he... You had to be there when he was, like, you know, extremely obese, like, essentially just killing himself with food, and then, like, snap fingers, he's, like, this skinny, regular-looking guy again. That was seriously, like, the craziest thing I've ever seen on the internet.
Self, because I'm gonna die anyways.
That
Bro,
song
this
is so
takes
fire, man. It's so nostalgic.
long. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. How is that an instant order? Like, bro, I can't do anything about this when they do the wombo combo bullshit.
Speaking of Wombo Combo, Genesis is happening right now. Super Smash Bros. Melee Genesis 13, I think it is. Tune in if you like Melee at all, because, I mean, this is, like, pretty much the biggest Melee tournament of every year. Also, a couple of top pros are retiring by the end of this year, too. Well, a couple of people are saying it. One is certainly retiring, which is Josh Man. He's Australian, and he's been, like, mostly living in America to do all these tournaments. He's been super great. He's worked all the ways up. He's worked his way all the way up to, I believe, 5th place right now. He's awesome. Cool guy, too.
What the fuck? Oh my god.
I love the thumbs up
This
so
is the real
much.
game I came for. Who gives a shit about post shift 2?
This shit goes hard! I want to know more about this. He always skips it, man.
Is that all 4? Yes. Yes, dude. Ah.
Oh my god, we're on 6? This is the last night. Oh my god. Okay. Oh my god! Everyone is here. Smash Ultimate. Okay, I'm interested.
Yeah, you saw that right. In this one night alone, we have to protect ourselves from 18 different animatronics.
Okay, this does look
Literally
terrible.
every other animatronic we've seen throughout
No
this game,
way.
other than Miniature Foxy and Miniature Freddy, is
That's very strange and funny that they're not here.
in this night. If you're somehow in denial about how difficult this night is
What?
actually gonna be, here's the clip of my initial reaction to this night's tutorial.
Okay. Oh my god.
Huh? You are joking.
Oh my god.
You are joking.
Oh my god.
You
Oh my god!
are joking me! Are you kidding me?
I literally, like, dude, I commend this man. I don't know, this game needs to just be, like, made differently to an extent. Like, we can have the game function pretty much the way it is now, but, like, I don't know, that is just, like, insane. How, you gotta read this much for playing a singular night in a Five Nights at Freddy's game? Like, dude, Five Nights at Freddy's is so basic normally.
I gotta read a whole essay about this game just to do one night? You've gotta be kidding me. Bro,
Actually,
this
KMS,
whole
dude.
fun, quirky tips and tricks section is literally 1,272 words long. That is longer than the average essay. And we have to read it just to beat this goddamn night. So I
Well, yes, but also to start the night and have any chance of beating it in the first place.
guess there's nothing else for me to do other than accept the impending doom, and what better way to start this than by telling you about Night 6's map. This night's map is located at the lowest level of the research
Pure
facility, and it
hell.
looks like this.
Ooh, I like
it's
that
just
camera
a
angle.
singular room.
Oh,
Pretty cool, am I right? This
Yeah.
elevator section up here doesn't actually get unlocked until we pass 6 a.m., so for majority of the night,
I'm really interested. This seems so interesting. There's so many animatronics, and it's just like a rotating room and like a computer, basically. Like, how the heck is everyone here?
this is what the map looks like. The Night 6 map is very similar to Night 4's map because majority of the stuff we're doing is just rotating and then occasionally moving. But this actually works in our favor because I am sick and tired of absolutely massive maps with impossible animatronic combinations. Although we still have a decent amount of impossible...
Dude, the moving in this looks so fucked. Oh my god. Like, how are you not getting motion sick? Watch all of this. Really pay attention to the movement.
But this actually works in our favor because I am sick and tired of absolutely massive maps with impossible animatronic combinations. Although we still have a decent amount of
Do you see this? Do you actually see this? Are you actually downloading what you're watching right now in your freaking brain hole?
impossible animatronic wombo combos.
Oh my god, dude,
Trust
he just
me.
came
With
strutting
that
up.
said, let's move on to the actual important stuff. Coming up first, how the do we even win? For Night 6, we of course have to survive from 12 to 6 a.m., although of course that's not it.
Dude,
After
this
we
looks
make it to 6
so
a.m., we
bad.
have to survive an additional 200 seconds,
Kill
meaning
me.
the total time we have to survive for this night is around 12 minutes.
What?
Great. And in addition to that, we of course get to do more of my favorite non-instant, extremely slow Insta orders. This Insta order basically follows the exact same rules as the one in Night 5, although instead of completing it after 6 a.m., we have to complete it once the 200 seconds are up. So we
Got it.
survive from 12 to 6 a.m., then the 200 seconds, and after the 200 seconds are over, we do the Insta order and we're finished. This means overall to beat Night 6, we need to first
Thumbs up
survive
gets
for
me
a
every
total
time,
of
man.
12 minutes, then complete our one Insta order, and we are finally done. Although that
This is so random, but I feel like if Corone was watching this and she saw Freddy do that thumbs up thing, I feel like she'd laugh so hard at it and she'd think it's like the funniest thing in the world. Does anyone feel that and agree with that?
That isn't it. Surprisingly, I actually have some good news. This night is split up into 4 segments, and 3 of these segments have checkpoints at the beginning of
Yo!
them. The first section of this night is from 12 a.m. to 2 a.m., and we're defending ourselves from the subject/classic animatronics that we saw in Night 5. The second section of this night is from 2 a.m. to 4 a.m., and we're defending ourselves from the Minotaurs and Remnants that we saw in nights 1, 2, and 3, as well as night 4. And also, right after we pass 4 a.m., we're given our first checkpoint, meaning if we die at any point after this, we will respawn at 4 a.m. After this, we move into our third segment, which is from 4 a.m. to 6 a.m., and we're dealing with our Revenants and Remnants from nights 1, 2, and 3. And again, we're given another checkpoint after this when we reach 6 a.m. Finally, after 6 a.m., we move into Section 4, which is the additional 200 seconds, where we need to survive attacks from both Revenants and an Amalgamot. But what does any of that even mean? How are we supposed to survive all 18 of these animatronics, and what the f*** is an Amalgamot? In Section 1, from 12 a.m. to 2 a.m., as I mentioned, the animatronics present then are the subject /
Okay, especially considering there are checkpoints, you should get, so when you hit start, the game should pause. You should get into the game, it should load in, it should pause, and then put this menu on the screen. And then you read up on 12 a.m. to 2. Great. Then when you hit the next checkpoint, the game pauses, and it shows you the next one. The fact that it shows all of it, which makes you think immediately you of course have to read them all before even hitting the start button, is like, oh my gosh, facepalm. Like, why? Why would you do that?
Classic animatronics: Subject 1 Freddy, Subject 2 Foxy, Subject 3 Chica, and Subject 4 Bonnie. Freddy is located at the vent walk.
It also feel way like it would feel more immersive and cooler, I feel, because like you feel yourself like working through each objective and like really trying to get through like this really long, hard, arduous night, and it's like, okay, did this, okay, what's next? Okay, that one. And I don't know, I feel like that really just like make it more engaging in general.
Ways view, which is located right here on the map. And in order to get rid of him, we'll open up our mobile monitor and press 4 buttons labeled 1, 2, 3, and 4 in literally any order we want. Yeah, they're really running out of ideas. All we have to do is hit 4 buttons for no reason, and he disappears. Subject 2 Foxy will appear at the vent view located here on the map, and all we have to do is walk up to him, click load voice on our mobile monitor, and he'll disappear. Foxy is really one of the easier ones to deal with. The only issue with him is how far he's located from everyone else. In combination with this, when we load the voice, we have to sit there and stare into Foxy's eyes for like 10 seconds. Meaning if any of the other animatronics in this section decide to attack while we're moving or just staring at Foxy, we're gonna die. Subject 3 Chica will show up at the prototypes table, which is located right here on the map, and if we're able to get a peek at Chica's toes... no, that's not it. If we're able to see Chica standing behind this whiteboard, we need to equip our Chica plushie by clicking this button at the bottom, then flip it over to make her leave. Much like the previous 2 animatronics, Chica is really easy to deal with, although her and Foxy love to do the silly, funny wombo combo that's impossible to do anything about. Subject 4 Bonnie will appear at the communications post, which is right here on the map, and again, much like Night 5, he'll be playing his stupid guitar song, and we need to open up our mobile monitor and click the button relating to the song. Our song, and we need to open up our mobile monitor.
Look at him. So stupid. I love you. I love you.
Monitor and click the button relating to the song. The only problem with this is they changed the rules, and they don't tell us. In this night, we're given 4 buttons: normal pitch, low pitch, with drums, and glitched guitar. But unlike Night 5, where we had to hit the opposite button of what we actually hear, in this night, we have to hit the button corresponding to exactly what we hear. What the fuck? Why? If we look at the tips for Section 1, there are 2 other animatronics, Subject 5 Golden Freddy and Shadow Freddy. Although Subject 5 Golden Freddy does stuff all throughout the night, so I'm going to be talking about him in Section 4. And Shadow Freddy, I don't even think he exists. Throughout all my hours of attempts, I never saw him a single time, so I don't think he's a thing. So from 12 a.m. to 2 a.m., there's basically just 4.
I feel like Chica's sitting there, she's like, you dropped this.
I think he's a thing. So from 12 a.m. to 2 a.m., there's basically just 4 animatronics, although this section is completely RNG. As long as we get lucky and don't get an impossible wombo combo, we can easily make it into Section 2, which is a lot worse. Section 2 has 6 different animatronics, but unlike
my
Section
gosh.
1, these 6 animatronics actually
Who
do
is
stuff, and they
that?
do it pretty
Who
frequently.
is on the computer?
The 6 different animatronics present from 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. are Remnant Balloon Boy, Miniature Puppet, Miniature Baby, Remnant Puppet, Miniature Balloon Boy, and Miniature Ballora. The first of these animatronics is Remnant Balloon Boy. He appears at the communications post and will gradually open up his torso, and if it opens up too far, we're dead.
Hell?
Unlike Night 4, where we had to constantly watch Remnant Balloon Boy to make sure he didn't move, in this night, all we have to do is click on his torso to reset him, and as long as we do this enough, we should be perfectly fine. Next up is Miniature Puppet. Miniature Puppet can spawn on any of the 7 cameras, and now's probably a good time to mention, we have cameras. They really don't do anything. They're only here so that more animatronics can be in this night, and that's really all they do. If we see Miniature Puppet spawn on one of the 7 cameras, all we have to do is stare at him and he'll slowly disappear. Although if we take too long to do this, Miniature Puppet will show up as a hallucination covering the entirety of our screen. And in order to get rid of them, we need to face Golden Freddy's stage, which is located right here on the map. Make sure to remember Miniature Puppet, because in a little bit, this one is going to be a very, very big problem. Like a serious problem. Although, luckily, the next one is Miniature Baby, and she's perfectly fine. Miniature Baby will appear here on the map, and to get rid of her, we have to do the exact same thing as all the other nights. All we have to do is view her memories and choose a positive memory, and she should leave us alone. Yeah, that basically does it for Miniature Baby. She's like one of the only animatronics that does not change from one of the previous nights, unlike our next animatronic, Remnant Puppet. Remnant Puppet will spawn on camera 5 of our camera system and camera 5 only. If we check this camera and see that he's there, we want to click the button that asks us if we want to change the camera view, because for some reason this gets rid of him. This one honestly isn't that bad compared to some of the other ones, since we're already in the cameras checking for Miniature Puppet, so it's just an extra check for us to do. The second to last animatronic in this section is Miniature Balloon Boy, and he's without a doubt one of the most annoying little pieces of shit in this entire game. Miniature Balloon Boy spawns over at the prototypes table, and when he does, he wants to play a game called Hide and Listen, which is probably the stupidest game I've ever heard of in my entire life. When Miniature Balloon Boy actually wants to play this game, we have to move over to the prototypes table and click this button at the bottom of our screen. This will then make us hide underneath the table, and we just have to sit there until we hear him leave. And that's the entire game.
Wait, isn't he like right
when we're
next
sitting
to you
underneath
under
this
the table?
there's really
Look at
nothing
him.
for us to do, so most of the time I would just constantly check my camera system for any of the animatronics that spawn on the cameras. And finally, we have made it to the last
kinda cute, man. He
animatronic,
just wants
and
a friend
that's
to hang out
Miniature
with.
Ballora. Miniature Ballora is basically the exact same as Subject 2 Foxy. She appears at the vent view, although instead of loading a voice like we did for Foxy, this time we need to move over there and switch the music that's playing via our mobile monitor's side panel. The guide for this section says we need to switch the music when we hear a low bass note playing, although I would just switch it right when I got there and it worked every single time, so I don't know. And that does it for the animatronics in Section 2. As I mentioned, after we make it past 4 a.m., we are given a checkpoint, so if we die to any of these later animatronics, we will reset at 4 a.m., which is absolutely amazing because these next animatronics are just insane. There are 4 animatronics present in Section 3, Revenant Bonnie, Revenant Freddy, Remnant Foxy, and finally, Remnant Chica. Revenant Bonnie is completely different from any other animatronic we've seen throughout this entire night. I'm lying. Yep,
Okay.
that's right. Revenant Bonnie is the exact same as Subject 2 Foxy and Miniature Ballora,
Okay, don't be
except for this
hating,
time,
though.
not only can he spawn at the vent view, but he can also spawn
Oh, the
at
freaking
Golden
flame
Freddy's
thing?
stage. If we see Revenant Bonnie at either of these places, all we have to do is open up our camera system and play a decoy drone, and that's all we have to do.
Okay.
The next animatronic, Revenant
'cause
Freddy,
Bonnie's
is
a
one of the most
dummy.
complicated animatronics in this entire game, and it's for absolutely no reason. He'll spawn at the prototypes table playing music, and as soon as his music repeats a single note, we need to open up our mobile monitor and press 4, 3, 2, 1 in that order, and then we can reset the song in the camera system. What the fuck?
That sounds
We
kind of hard.
literally have to do so much stuff just to get rid of him. It's ridiculous. So instead of actually doing what they're telling me to do, I would just constantly press 4, 3, 2, 1 and check the
Okay.
camera system until I could reset the song. That's it.
I thought you would
genuinely-
die if you messed it up, and I was like, dude. And if you waited too long, maybe like 5 seconds, he'd kill you. And I'm like, that sounds like genuinely very hard.
They don't have enough time to just sit there and listen for repeating notes in his music because there's too much going on. The second to last animatronic,
So
Revenant
cute,
Foxy,
showing
is actually
Chica,
very
baby
similar to
Chica
Revenant
puppet.
Freddy, and that's because he just makes no sense. Similar to Freddy, he'll appear at the prototype's table, although this
God,
time
what a
he'll
rat.
appear underneath the table. And in order to get rid of him, we first need to be underneath the table with him for some reason, and then
Oh
we
my
can access
gosh.
his memories via the camera monitor, and we have to select a negative memory instead of a positive memory.
Damn,
so
bruh.
basically, he's the exact same as Miniature Baby, although we need to be in a specific location to get rid of him, and we also need
Just
to
fucking hit
select
him with
a
a Doomer
negative
pill.
memory. Luckily for us, the last animatronic, Remnant Chica, is actually really easy to deal with. She appears at the communications post, and we have to do the exact same thing as Subject 3 Chica, meaning we have to equip the Chica plush and then flip it around and she should leave. Really, the only problem with Remnant Chica is she kills us really fast if we don't deal with her in time, so I would prioritize her over a lot of the other animatronics. And that does it for the animatronics in Section 3. After we pass 6 AM, we get given another checkpoint, and we move on to Section 4, which is the final section. This part is just the additional 200 seconds, although this is the first time in this night where we get introduced to 2 actual new animatronics, both Revenant's End and Amalgabot. Both of these animatronics have 3 different ways that they can spawn, meaning they can appear in different areas and have totally different requirements to get rid of them,
Good
and we
lord.
need to know how to counter all of their attacks just so we can survive 200 seconds and complete this night. First up, I'll be talking about the hardest of these 2 animatronics, Revenant's End. The first place he can spawn is over at Elevator 1A. That's the secret area I was talking about previously, and in order to get there, we need to click a button over at the prototypes table. Once we make it to the elevator, we need to open up the doors and check for Revenant's End, and most of the time when we check on him, he'll appear as 2 plushies.
So
If he
cute.
does appear in the elevators, we need to close the doors for around 3 seconds and continuously check on him until he's standing upright. Like I said, usually he'll appear in the elevators as 2 plushies, we'll close the door once and then he'll be sitting down, and if we close the door a second time, he should be standing upright. The second and third way we get rid of him are basically the exact
It's like an
same.
inverse
the
Night
second way
4
he
or
spawns
Game
is
4
over by
Freddy.
Golden
Foxy,
Freddy, and we
blah.
need to move to the vent view and load a voice to lure him over there. Once he appears there, we get rid of him in the exact same way we would get rid of him if he spawned the third way. The third way he spawns is over by the vent view, and when he does, 4 buttons will appear in all 4 corners of our screen. And the way we get rid of him is by clicking all 4 of these buttons in a specific order: top left, top right, bottom left, and bottom right. This will assemble some weird mask thing, and then we'll scare him away because he's a little The second animatronic, Amalgabot, will most of the time attack after Revenant's End, and much like Revenant's End, there's also 3 different ways he can spawn. The first place he spawns is over by the communications post, and all we have to do is move over to him and equip our Bonnie mask to scare him away. The second
What?
place he spawns
But
is
Bonnie's
over at
so
the prototypes
cute.
table, and the way that we get rid of him is by stopping the music that's playing by using our camera system. We need to search through all 7 cameras until we see a button that looks like this, and we have to continuously press that button until it disappears, meaning we have officially stopped the music. The third place he can spawn is underneath the prototypes table, and much like Remnant Foxy, we need to go underneath this table before we can actually get rid of him. Once we're underneath the table, we need to open up our camera system and check cameras 1, 2, and 4 for an audio protocol button, and once we find it, we can click it to lure him away. Wait, remember back in Section 1 when I talked about the new animatronics, and I mentioned that there's a Subject 5 Golden Freddy, but I'd be talking about him later? I'm talking about him now.
Okay.
Subject 5 Golden Freddy, believe it or not, spawns at Golden Freddy's stage. After a while, the speakers on the stage will become unstable. This is usually around the end of whatever section you're in. When this happens, we need to move over to Golden Freddy's stage, then hit Q to move over to the speakers and change the volume. That's basically it for Subject 5 Golden Freddy. He's not that interesting, although sometimes he can be really annoying. For example, in Section 4, the additional 200 seconds, he spawns when there's about 20 seconds left in the night, and by then, you've probably already forgotten about him, so you're gonna die. And that does it for every single animatronic in this night, but we can't move on to the bonus objectives just yet because there's
Oh
still
my
a
God, I
bunch
forgot
more
about
random
them.
to talk about that they just don't tell us. In the top left corner, you can see that now we have 6 percentages that we have to watch. The 3 from Night 5, Attention, Oxygen, and Condition, work in the exact same way as they did for Night 5. The first one is Power, which basically drains indefinitely regardless of what we're doing, and we can increase it by 10% if we move over to the Communications post and do some random computer bullshit. The second one is Radiation Exposure, which I have never seen go
Send
past
emails asking
0%,
for more power.
so I don't know. And the final one is Health, which will quickly drain if we fail to get rid of Miniature Puppet, and he spawns as a hallucination. In addition to this, there's also a bunch of extra stuff in our mobile control panel, including 3 buttons, which do absolutely nothing, and 2 specials, which are okay.
Hell
The 3
yeah.
buttons that do nothing are Repair Leaks, Repair Suit, and Repair Speakers. The Repair Leaks button is the only thing that is somewhat useful. Occasionally, there's gas leaks which quickly drain our oxygen, and obviously to fix this, we need to click this button. The other 2 buttons, Repair Suit and Repair Speakers, I have never once clicked in my entire life, so I'm not talking about them. The 2 specials that we have in our additional panel are 30-second Infinite Power, which
What if they're, like,
gives
really
us
good,
infinite
though?
power for 30 seconds, and Silent Mode 35 seconds, which is the exact same as the Silent Mode in Night 5. Obviously, there's a bunch of other stuff in this night that I'm just not talking about, but that's because they really don't do anything. Honestly, there's so much stuff in this night, I could literally make a video on just this night alone, but I'm not doing that, so I really can't talk about everything. But what I can talk about is this night's bonus objectives, and trust me, they are borderline criminal.
Oh god, I already see why the puppet is so bad now. Complete the night without going under 80% health. Which sounds like probably if he gets you at all, you're just cooked.
All 4 of the objectives require us to complete the night without something, and much like every other night, there's 2 which are kinda hard and 2 which absolutely suck. The 2 bonus objectives which are slightly easy are complete the night without using any of the specials and avoid being exposed to 10% or above radiation. To complete the night without using any specials, we just have to not use any specials. As I've said, both the Infinite Power and Silent Mode specials are kind of nice to use, but it's not like the night is completely impossible without them. So whenever I practiced this night, I would make sure I never used any specials, just so I know I wasn't relying on them to actually beat the night. The other easy bonus objective, avoid being exposed to 10% radiation, is also pretty simple to do. The only way our radiation percentage actually goes up is if we have damage to our radiation suit, which works exactly like the gas leak. It can occur randomly, and then we'll need to go over to our mobile monitor and click Repair Suit. The keyword there is randomly. In my attempt where I completed this bonus objective, I never had to repair my suit, meaning my radiation never went up. The other 2 bonus objectives are pretty difficult. The first one, complete the night without exceeding 22% attention, isn't that bad. As I've mentioned before, attention in this night
you don't
works
want it to get above like 22% because you're probably just gonna die if you do, right? So it's like it's hard, but like it's also strangely easy because you kind of have to do that to even beat the game, right? So it sounds like to me at least.
the exact same as in Night 5. Whenever we do anything except for completely standing still, we get attention. So in order to actually beat this bonus objective, I would spend as much time standing still as possible. Again, I would always try to keep it below 15%, although if it ever went above that, I would instantly stop whatever I was doing and wait until it was around 10 or 12. Another thing that did help was completing this bonus objective on a separate attempt from when I completed it without using any specials, just so I could use the silent mode special to help me out. And now we move on to our final bonus objective, complete the night without going under 80% health. What this bonus objective should be called is complete the night without having a miniature puppet hallucination, because that's what we have to do. When I was talking about miniature puppet, I mentioned that if we fail to find him on the cameras, he'll appear as a hallucination and drain our health. And in order to make the hallucination disappear, we need to look at Golden Freddy's stage. Although the problem is, no matter how fast we look at Golden Freddy's stage, our health will always drop below 80% if miniature puppet is on our screen. So what that means is I'm spending any extra time that I have in the camera systems to make sure I do not get attacked by miniature puppet. Although this is way easier said than done because there is so much that we have to do in the second section. We need to constantly watch Remnant Balloon Boy and click his chest. We need to look through Miniature Baby's memories all the time. We need to play hide and listen with Miniature Balloon Boy. We need to move to the vent view to change Miniature Ballora's music, and that's not even it. Needless to say,
Good
this bonus
God.
objective is terrible, but so is the rest of this night, so I guess it is what it is. Ready? No.
Oh my god. The way Chica attacks you, it feels so, like, disorganized, discombobulated. Like, you're moving and your camera's, like, swinging all around, up and down, and then Chica comes, like, swinging all around with her arms. It just seems so, like, I don't know the word for it. It's ugly, man. It's an ugly set of affairs. It's sloppy. Feels real, though, oddly enough.
This
because of
ain't
that.
instant, bro. Can you hurry the fuck up? Bro, what is this shit? Jesus Christ. Oh my god, I'm already dead. Cause I'm working with McDonald's Wi-Fi right now. Fuck. Who the fuck? I can't see, bro. Is that Freddy McFazbear?
Oh my god, he's running. Dude, why is Bonnie a
what am I
menace this
supposed to
time? Jesus.
My brother in Christ, I have no fucking idea what is happening. I have no fucking clue what is happening, bro. What was happening, bro? I felt like I was having a fucking
I love that
stroke,
scream.
dude. I can't look at the fucking cameras. Please! If you get unlucky with Chica and you die,
Jesus.
what the fuck?
Oh lord, he
Oh
running.
my god. I went over here and I went beep beep boop. What the fuck? Wait, what? I start at 4 now? Yeah! Let's fucking go! Let's fucking go! Oh shit. I reset your song!
Some of the screams are so much louder than the others.
Oh, I don't have to restart? Fuck yeah! At all. He's playing the piano. What? Oh my god! Why did I die? I closed that! We got this in the bag, dude.
So good.
Let's go. Oh, is this where I kiss Golden Freddy? How many things am I missing here? The
The two hard
radiation
ones.
and the 80% health. I don't know. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I can't hear it.
Holy.
Why am I dying? What? You are unbelievable. Yeah, I couldn't get out of the thing. Eat my balls. Eat my balls. When do I have to repair the speakers? When do we use speakers? But that was at 4. That was at 4. That was at 4. Yes, dude. Oh my god, we did it.
Ness. Undertale. Let's go! I assume he didn't actually win though. Or
Oh,
did
fuck,
he?
I skipped it.
Oh, he did it.
Yes!
Oh, he did it.
Yes, dude. So yeah, after hours and hours of playing and probably at least 100 jump scares, we finally completed Post Shift 2 pre-patched version 1.0.0.
Post Shift 2 pre-patch 1.7.2. I will say, I think in general, this game seems pretty dang fun to play. I wasn't sold on it in the beginning, but dang, dude. I don't know if this is actually like a popular fan game or not. I mean, obviously, it probably has to be fairly popular now that there's this video that has like 6 million views. But like, I give it some credit. I give it some credit. It looks amazing too. I said that in the beginning, but like, oh my god, dude, the amount of effort that went into this must be like so high. I definitely give it like a thumbs up for sure.
0. I finished this game with a total completion of 69% for
Nice.
absolutely no reason at all. But in the extras menu of this game, there are even harder nights for me to do. So if you want to see me 100% this
Whoa.
game, let me know in the comments below. Although I know the question on all of your minds,
Doesn't
is
look like
this
an
game
animatronic.
truly the hardest? Yes. Yes, it is. 100%.
Fair
If
enough.
I'm being completely honest,
I gotta
genuinely
trust bro, he
think
played
this
it.
fan game is absolutely amazing. Maybe if I played it on some of the newer patches and it was a little bit easier, I actually would have enjoyed playing it, but the way it was initially released, how difficult it was, is just absolutely ridiculous. The way I played it in this video is how people would have initially played it. No tutorials, no external help, just what the game provides you. And the fact that the developer genuinely believed that people would be okay with how difficult the game was is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But because of how ambitious this game is and how good looking the animatronics and maps are, I definitely would recommend you go play this. Just
Absolutely.
one of the newer patches. If you know of another Five Nights at Freddy's fan game that you 100% believe is more difficult than pre-patched Post-Shift 2,
Let him know
let
so
me
he'll
know
play
in the
it.
comments below and I might try it out. And with all that said, thank you all so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please leave a like and consider subscribing, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.
That was really great. That was really great. Again, fully sold by the end. Fully sold by the end. What's insane is he does have a video of him 100%ing it, and it's literally longer than the video we just watched. So, I don't know if I'll watch that. I guess if there's a real big asking request for it, I would be down because I did end up really enjoying the last hour of that. But Zang, man, like that is really going down the rabbit hole. So let me know by liking the video, commenting, watching in general. So, if you watch the whole video, it'll get sent to more people to watch it. So the views go up too, It shows that there's more of a pool, more of a need for it, more of a want. But yeah, other than that, oh, also, you can come to my Twitch channel and ask for it too. So my Twitch channel is linked at the top of the YouTube description. So yeah, if you want to come by and hang out, feel free. I'd love that. That'd be super awesome. Twitch is like my favorite platform to be on and live stream. Like live streaming is like what I really have a deep passion for. So if you could make your way over and come hang out, I would super duper appreciate that. But anyway, with all that being said, thank you so much for watching this entire video if you did. And I hope to see you guys later. All right, take care. Much love. Bye.